Hey guys, and welcome back to a new video. So today we're gonna have a bit of a quick video for you. I'm gonna show you the Erdnase Color Change. A lot of you probably know about this before. It can look something like this, for example. We change that ace into a queen. So again, we can change it back. We cover the queen, change it into an ace, change that ace into a queen, and yeah. There are different ways, of course, of doing this change. You can do something like that. We're going to talk about some little touches you can do. So hopefully you have a little idea of how this can look. So one last time, we can change that queen into an ace. Okay, let's get into it. So as I said, this is generally referred to as the Erdnase Color Change because it comes from The Expert at the Card Table by Erdnase, which is mostly a book on gambling moves, gambling sleight of hand, but there are some magic tricks and some magic moves in there, and this is one of those. Obviously we wouldn't do this at the card table, but so there are some useful stuff in there, even if you're not into gambling stuff. Now the good thing about this color change is that it doesn't require any kind of palming, which will make it less intimidating for some of you. I think that's it. Let's get into the mechanics, so to speak. Now you can do this either from the deck face up or from a double lift, all depending of course on the context of the trick you're doing. But if you're just gonna do it as a quick trick or something, I think it's better to do it from a double lift. I think it's a little bit more deceptive if you do a double lift. So we do a double lift, and I'm using the Ace of Spades and the Queen of Hearts because they are pretty different, which make the change more striking. So let's get into the basic move. So basically what's going to happen is you're going to actually push the top card over, okay? You're going to do that with, I use my pinky. So you're going to push that over forward, and you're going to contact the second card with this part of your palm over here, okay? And you're going to draw that card out, okay? So that card gets drawn out like this, okay? And then you cover that card with your palm, of course, and you're going to come over and place it on top. So that's the basic move. The top card gets pushed forward. You contact the second card with the back of your palm. That second palm gets drawn back square with the deck. And at the same time, I should mention, you use this to push that card square with the pack as well. So it's basically three movements: the pushing forward, the pushing back, and then the squaring up with this finger over here as the card it's put flush. Now I should mention that if you have very dry hands, this is going to be hard. Luckily, in performance, for me at least, I get a little bit nervous, so I get a little bit sweaty on my palm. So it's actually easier to do in performance than when you're just practicing at home, especially if you have dry hands, as I said. You could try use some cream, some moisturizer, for example, and that will usually do the trick. But as I said, in performance, it's usually not a problem, for me at least, once you practice it, because you have sweaty fingers, basically. Some people with dry hands, I know, get a break under the top card, which makes it way easier to push that forward. You can actually try to take a break below both cards, push that forward, the top one, and then push the second one back, and it will actually get a little bit easier if you get a break under the top two cards if you have dry hands. So try that. Now for some touches. Personally, I don't think it looks too good if it's too obvious that this card is pushed forward, which you can sometimes see people quite obviously push it forward like this. What I try to do is, as I come down and turn my hand over, I will contact that card, and as with my pinky here, and as I turn my hand palm down, that card is pushed forward, but it's covered by that motion of turning. If you have the right angles, it's covered by that motion of turning the hand over. Okay, so I think it's a good idea to try to, as much as you can, hide the fact that that top card is pushed over. And also experiment with how much you need to push it over. Most people, you know, in the beginning you want to push it probably over quite a bit, but after a while you might not need as much. But in the beginning, don't be afraid to, you know, push it over a bit. So that's the first little touch I have, or thing I want to point out. The second thing is, I think it's better not just to come back on top like that. Okay, also you need to make sure that it's square. Okay, you could just go like this and kind of square with the base of your thumb and your finger over here. Okay, I don't know if you can see that properly, but you come back and you square everything as you come away with your hand. Now I think one thing I like to do is I draw that card out. Now it's covered, so I can actually like if the audience is over here obviously, or if they're at the front, I just turn a little bit to the left. Okay, and you can actually take that card away like this and just kind of rides on your fingernails here. Okay, which gives a very, if you have the right angle, it gives a very open appearance, and it looks like you have no contact with this hand with this deck or the hand over here. That's a little touch I like to do. And then one way of doing it, you come here, you square it up against your thumb, and you do a little wiping motion like this. It almost gives the impression that, you know, right now only half the card is changed, and then you kind of wipe it over and everything changes. Okay, so you can do it, you can experiment to do it quickly like so, or do it a little bit slower. Okay, so that is one way I think you should experiment of doing this change. Okay, so just to recap, that would basically be to go to the right and then to the left back. Okay, another way of doing it would be to kind of rub it a little bit. You can rub it against this corner here, and then when you're ready to do the change, obviously you keep your fingers together. You come over here, more or less, over your left thumb, and then you go back, and this time you're going to square it by kind of butting it against the fingers over here. So you do a little bit of a rubbing action, something like that. You need to watch your angle here a little bit. It looks best from your right over here. And remember what this finger is doing here, as again you push that card over without hopefully them noticing, and then before you come away with this, you need to use this finger to get that card square. Okay, otherwise it will look very fishy. Okay, so those are two like minor variations of this color change. Again, watch your angles, but this kind of wiping like this, and then we have this more of a rubbing action like that. Okay, so just a quick video today. I know a lot of you already know this change and probably do it well, but I thought maybe you could pick something up, something new. Again, you can move more freely than you actually think by kind of using this finger. So you can really, if you have the right angle, it's gonna look like you're not even close to that deck at the moment, and then you come over and do that wiping action. Okay, try that out. Let me know what you think. If you like this, please like the video and subscribe, because I upload videos on card tricks and card sleights pretty often, normally every week, but I've been very busy lately, but we're gonna get back to that schedule soon. Okay guys, thank you so much. See you next time. Bye bye.